So look, pardon me. I'm rolling through Brooklyn right now. The streets out here in Brooklyn be a bit wild. While I'm making money, you know, when we get on these platforms, we want to post, we want to express, this is talking about jealousy and envy. Right now, in the 5D, 3D, this the third quarter, April Fools, y'all. April Fools. Well, I say April Fools, everybody celebrated the New Year's, right? So everybody got in tune with the new Yiddy, the new year, and they like, all right, you know, it's a new year. But what they fail to realize, April Fools, it's a new year on April 1st, all right? After March 30th or 31st is a new year. Why I say jealousy and envy today is because this is how you could tell where people's minds are at. So, when people's minds are in a jealousy and envious state, especially with dealing with the cold and these rituals, they don't realize that being that if the mind is acidic and their mind is hateful, the mind is angry, the mind is jealous, when they're looking at the TV channels, when they're looking at the Facebooks, the Instagram, the meme meta, they understand it, they're receiving some type of light code, some type of download. So if they're only downloading from something that they see outside of themselves, that's all they're able to pick up holographically in the quantum field. That's the artificial field. There's an etheric field that when you go internal, when you go into the inferno and you guide your fire, your root, let's say you rooted, right? You rooted and you understand what this conscious community is. There's a lot of jealous and envious people, not only because they looking at the web, the internet, they trying to either get followed by the program without them even knowing the things that they seeing within DARPA or photosynthesis. They are getting programmed. As far as jealousy and envy, is that when people have information that they're speaking, you got people that pass subliminal remarks. Not only subliminal remarks within your family. So I'm saying this because I'm seeing something not only happening within my own dimension, I'm actually seeing this happening worldwide. People want to get themselves out there. People want a platform. People want to look like an image or be a character within this type of illusionary state that we call life or the material realm. When you're not becoming yourself authentically and you're not correlating your language or your words, or if you following other people's, like, let's say you watching the news and we hosting a lot of this news, within things that we're cultivating. We're not realizing that the programming of the matrix is programming your mental state in your lower self to start to regurgitate these people's information, their celebrity lives, and their things like that. When you coming from an authentic place, right, and you're not dealing with no jealousy, no envy, you can make your own money, you can wipe your own, tush, you're able to now not have to correlate with other people's information if you don't see it as it's fit or it is. It ain't what it ain't, and it is what it is. And that's just the facts of life. People could see it they one way, they one truth. But when we get in touch with ourselves, cells, our mitochondria, our endorphins, our serotonin, this nuclear war, this cold right here in the third quarter that people think is New Year's, they like, yeah, I'm going to start fresh. I'm going to do this, da-da-da-da-da. They don't even realize now the cold just set in. They hit you more with some cold in the 50 some odd states, right? Controlling the heart, controlling the heart through your metaphysical mind in your emotional, envious, jealous, or happy. Or if you joyful, happy, people, you see people smile like me, sometimes you think I'm happy. No, I'm joyous. I'm feeling etheric. I'm kinetically connected to the I and I could feel it. I could see it. I don't gotta talk about it to be like, yo, is he connected? Yo, is that dude thirsty? That dude Puerto Rican, or that dude, get up in a speedo. You know what I'm saying? These little subliminal remarks that some of your peers, some of your people, your family, your friends, your wife, people that see you shining, people that's already shining, and then they see you shining, it's like it's an envious game here, or an envious jealous game. Some people play for games, GAMES, because they, in the video game era. And then you have people that play games, is that when they're recycling frequency, they're networking, their net worth, they're optimizing, they're recorrecting their cellular disposition and position, repositioning, and their relationship. What is a relation? It's a relation to your ship, to your mother's ship, right? To the motherboard, my aunt infinite intelligence, my aunt kinetic hermetics, G host, they DJ Houthi, DJ, your DJism, your mitochondria, your four ventricles are operating at a omnipotent autonomic nervous system where now you don't choke up on your words. You utilizing your swords, because as you speaking into the universe, if you speaking from a jealous, envious aura, you actually gonna receive a lot of jealousy and envy. And if you speaking from an angry aura, you gonna receive a lot of anger. But if you speaking from a love, omnipresent, no matter if it's cold, no matter what material realm that you're actually operating in, it will not phase you. Reason being is because now you could pick up in the etheric ether who is jealous, who is envious, who is angry, who is repositioning themselves, who's usurping the mitochondria of the adrenal chrome, who is busting out some nitrates, who's busting out some neutrinos, who's giving direct kinetic connection to the words and to the absorption, absorb or observe. We do not want to absorb anything that we're in a networking basis on. We want to observe how people are maneuvering, but we don't want to absorb it, because then you tie into too much emotion, and then you start speaking things out of anger because now people comment. Your family members might say something. They might see you for years. Let's say like this. I'm going to say this live. People been watching you for 15 years, for how long this metaverse been rocking. They've been watching you for as long as you were born, the way that you move. Children 0 to 7 are watching people maneuver and reacting what they see. People in a child state mind, let me tell you what a child mind is. A child mind is somebody who cannot have a relationship and have communication and also speak one another of their feelings. And then being childlike is not being able to be patient and then also quiet, leave everything behind, and then, speak from a place where you can get levitated and elevated. That's how you could actually tell if people are jealous or envious, or people are operating from a survival amygdala brain. If you're able to alchemically process your brain, right? You're living in eternity. You're immortal, right? And you never decept that mind. You never look for God outside of yourself. Never. That is an adult mind. But if you're a childlike mind, you're still trying to figure out who's God, what is what, and you don't have a key to your knowledge, if let's say you still in search of yourself and you don't realize you never have to go looking for yourself, that's meaning you're a child. But if you're an adult, you know that you're God. You know that you're breathing in God. You know that you're looking at artificial people or artificial beings that are non-player characters. You're understanding that you never have to not say you're not God or you're not operating from the source, the I and I. Because once you disconnect yourself from being God or creator or Heka or source or magi, you just gave up on yourself, your faith. That's a person operating from jealousy, envious, and also uninsurity. If you have insurity and trust, equity, dominions, sovereignty, not just on paper and pen, you could write it, have it. But if you really have it up here in your room, it will show in every single direction or every time you're live on the Ethernet or the internet, all right? Because your ether right now is speaking from a place of either 3D or 5D. You can see people get tapped into the draconian web right away because people are operating in 3D trying to pull people back from 5D in the conscious community into third density. So once we sit down and we realize where should I operate out of? Should I operate and let people see my jealous tendencies? Should I let them see my anger tendencies? Oh wow, he's out there. He's in or she's out there. She's out there in Burkina Faso. She collecting gold and minerals. Maybe I should say something about her. Oh, what you doing with that gold? Nah, do your thing, mama. We bigging you up. And you could say your truth, right? Because everybody has their own perception and deception. I don't perceive anything. I don't read that Helios, Biblios, bull sugar. All right? I'm not into the Willie Lynch theory and to thinking that I'm not God or am I God? No. I already understand I am not the dog God, but I'm the Dogon God. That I am the source. I'm with the source. I'm receiving information as just a body vehicle that source chose to create out of the anatomy of I, not me, is that I understand that I'm an interface for something more higher and present by being present and giving myself that gift to be in the now. So I just wanted to share this with, for who this message is for. Because a lot of us are facing people that we are communicating with, we starting relationships with, but a lot of people are deceiving their own abilities to be in a reflection of their own mirror and perception because now they're getting a little interception by fumbling the ball. I'm touching down. I touched down already. I don't go back from the knowledge I've learned and then be like, yo, is it true? Is it not? No. I understand at this point in time that I and I is the all seeing I. I don't have to be like, yo, am I really lit? Am I really connected? I already understand. I'm kinetically connected. So I don't need to present no jealousy. I don't need to present no hostility, even though I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and the way that I talk in this cold season, y'all may look at me like, yo, he might be so rough and tough. No, it's cold out here, puppy. They turn on the nuclear freezer. If people are not alkalining, they can't genuinely smile. That's a serotonin when I smile. Genuine, genuine. Yo, let's rewind the time. Let's collapse time. Don't look at the future. Because every time that I take a look in my rear view, I can see clear view because I'm present. And I'm in the steer view because I'm riding my own ship with no steering wheel. I'm using my levitation of my mind. I'm using the stomach. That's my first mind. Did you know that your mind don't come from your brain? Your mind comes from your womb, your black carbon, magnetic magma. the one that your naval ship, the Navy, is protecting. Sorry, they protecting the primordial essence, and sometimes they not just protecting. They are actually redirecting the frequency. Y'all look, I gotta go get this money in the physical realm as I give you some Monet esoterically without gatekeeping. Please, Happy New Year, brother. Happy third quarter, April Fools. And also thank you as well, King. Yo, Jose, man, we got to do some breath work. I had to make this because I feel a lot of jealous and envious in the air, and I want y'all to know something. I want y'all to know this before I leave this planet, or before I leave this etheric Ethernet, is that when you feel it around you, it's okay. Things are collapsing in time. People are depressed. Some of these frequencies that you're feeling right now, the body is not alkaline. So you could feel empathy for other people, like, you know, our closest people next to us are feeling discouraged because of the cold. I want you to know something. Not only is it cold in the freezer, but cold in the mind, is that these thoughts are not your thoughts. These thoughts are the programming. So sometimes you jealous and you angry and you hateful, or you happy. Learn how to be joyous. Learn how to optimize the brain and understand some of these thoughts that are coming in the quantum field through the 5D towers or the 5G towers, and you're not 5D and you still 3D. They still hitting your being, they hitting your crystal, they distorting you into jealousy, angry, and they want you to, people that you're connecting with, you about to really do some different type of worth and value to the people. So you have a lot of draconian frequencies that come inside through anger. They come inside through hate. They come inside through happiness. Conserve your joy. Don't be too happy. Don't be too angry. Don't be too jealous. Don't be too envious. Learn how to be neutral while it's all happening, because some of those thoughts are directed from some of these people that comment on your page. Some of them are coming through your family. Some of them are coming through the 5G towers. These are radio frequencies that are distorting your mind, but if you stay alkaline, you can see between the lines. See between the lines, people. Right now, we are in an everlasting, immortal, eternal realm. Continue to stay in that realm consciously, subconsciously, and superconsciously. Do not let people's subliminal remarks, do not let people's hateful, angry, energetic ways try to magnetite to your magma. Start to stay genuine, start to share love to those people. If you send out a signal of love, Bolingo, unconditional love, while people are sending you hate, yeah, you can get at them a little bit. Let them know you ain't no sucker. But also, send them love. Why unconditional love? You're sending yourself love. You don't have to send somebody anything. Stop sending people hate and angry and love and joy and all of this bull. Send it to yourself. Watch how fast, when you really send love out to the universe, the omniverse, omnipresence, it doesn't come back to you in seconds. It's already in you. It's beyond speed. It's beyond time when you are genuinely operating from an emerald tablet of your womb, your stomach. Stay conscious, stay alive, and stay thriving. A lot of these programmings are there to distort your mind, to make you feel otherwise. Please stay grounded, stay in love with yourself. A lot of you are so great. You have even the people that comment negative stuff, or even the family members that comment things that they say. Let's start to realize that they're going through something. People are really going through something. For you to be at ease,